Hey, it is 4:20 in the morning, and I'm up. I've been up since 3:30. I ate some bad stuff. Well, it wasn't bad until I ate it. But anyway, just been up and thinking, and wanted to something on my mind about relationships. Something I wanted to continue the conversations since Sunday. I had a really great presentation by my bishop, and it was talking about how we are lively stones coming to God and being built up into a spiritual house. And I thought it was really purposeful um, and even missional for the body of Christ, and particularly insightful if you are in relationships, because the idea, and it kind of stems from Ephesians 2 and 21, and then you can look at 1 Peter 2 as well, but about how we are being, we're stones being built up and fitted together to be a spiritual house. And the picture is so clear to me about how, as a stone, I come in this kind of amorphous shape, and it's got all its edges and such, but I have to be chiseled, is the word that my pastor used, chiseled to fit. And so many times we talk about not wanting to fit in, but actually God has a different idea along the lines of fitting in, not necessarily duplicating the same thing, but understanding that, as Ephesians says, every joint supplieth what the other needs. And so I'm learning that in connection and in relationship to others, that just because something gets shaved or chiseled off of me doesn't make that thing wrong. It just means that for whatever I have to fit with another person so that the overall structure can be accomplished, I may have to forsake that. And you may have to forsake some part of you that feels pretty precious and unique to you. But in order for you to fit jointly, so that you don't have a part hanging out over somebody else, or, that's actually called redundancy. When you have that part existing and then another part comes. So God's idea is that, listen, I know I made you the way that I did, but I've also made you for something greater. And so I'm not saying something's wrong with the way I built you. I'm not saying something's wrong with your natural design. I'm saying I'm going to reshape you. That's why I believe that we're called lively stones, because we have the ability to transform shape. You see, when the children of Israel were in the wilderness, they asked for water. But what God didn't give them water, he gave them a rock by which water could flow out of. And when they were hungry, they wanted bread, but God didn't give them bread. He gave them manna by which they were filled, and which they didn't even know what it was. It was like, manna, what is this? So God does this thing to us and in us as lively stones, that we end up taking on a shape and a form and a nature that is not static, but it's dynamic. See, that's what you have to be in your relationships. Are you dynamic in your relationships? Do you take on different forms and shapes according to the need that is present? And it only makes you greater. It only makes the relationship more fulfilling. And so I guess those relationships where you've been the same since the day you started and you refuse to be any different. I mean, what kind of house really is that? You're probably just one stone by yourself. So anyway, it's a thought, and I just wanted to share that with you. Of course, there's so much more to say, but it is 4:30 in the morning. I'm going to bed. Y'all be good. Bye.